Let's hear now from Newcastle manager Eddie Howe following his side's 1-1 draw at home to Everton. He's been speaking to talkSPORT's Mark Wilson.
Eddie, your thoughts after that?
I thought it was a good performance from the players. I thought everyone committed and gave absolutely everything to the game. I think you could see off the back of the West Ham game and today the players physically were all out on the pitch. I thought it was a good performance. We just missed that second goal. I think that was what we were craving. That's what we needed to put the game to bed. It didn't come, and with any team, especially one as dangerous as Everton with our direct play, we knew that they were going to put us under pressure.
Such a fine margin for the VAR, but it did look like Alexander was just offside.
Yeah, I mean that was of course a key moment. It looked like it was on because the linesman didn't put his flag up. We knew then it was going to be a tight call. Unfortunately, it went against us. I think it was similar with the penalty. I think it was. I can see obviously why it's gone to VAR. I can see why they've looked at it. I think both players were grappling each other initially, but I think Paul's arm being quite high around Ashley has probably swung it against us.
They did fight hard, Everton. Teams are going to come here and fight hard, but your team were really stuck at it. You're so short of numbers now, it must be difficult for you.
Yeah, it's difficult, but we can't use that as an excuse. I think we always have to be very positive with the players we put out on the pitch. You know, we had a good team today. Yes, youthful, but great experience for those younger players. I thought Elliott and Lewis did really well. And I thought the majority of the players really stuck to their guns and we played some good football. Ultimately, it's probably the missed opportunities that cost us.
Just one of those days?
Yeah, I mean, I always try and look at things positively. We beat West Ham, we've drawn today. It's not 6 points that we wanted, it's 4. But we move on to the next game in a good place, really.
I've got to ask you about injuries. Did you pick up any more tonight or any sign of anyone coming back?
We hope. We haven't picked up any fresh injuries. Lewis was more fatigued when he came off. Elliott looked okay, but again was fatigued. Hopefully there's no more problems.
Just a word on Alexander. He's flying at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it time and time again, he's an unbelievable footballer. He looks really confident in front of goal at the minute. His game looks in a good place. Physically, he looks really sharp. Took his goal superbly well today, and he'll probably go away thinking about the one he missed, but his all-round game was very good.
Just got to ask you about, I know you said the injuries, you won't use them as an excuse, but it has been an astronomical number of injuries, hasn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. Of course, we feel it internally, and I'm sure the players themselves are feeling a lack of strength in depth for us at the moment, but let's just focus on the players we do have fit, and we'll continue to work to try and make us perform at our best level.
Yeah, a point tonight. Maybe I was a little bit disappointed that Newcastle didn't go and put Everton to the sword, but as he said, they are struggling for numbers, and you know the players are doing what they can. Isak up front, though, Jace. Mm-hmm. There's talk of him actually, maybe leaving the club because they might have to sell, and I know Spurs would definitely be in for him. And I love him. I think he's fantastic. What a player! If he's fit, he's one of the best.
Well, he is, and he's caught the eye, hasn't he, this season? He hit the ground running. If there is any truth in the fact that they need to sell Newcastle to raise funds, then he's going to be one that people look at. Guimaraes is another one. And you think about what they've got. Botman, maybe. You don't be selling all your players, though. The reason Newcastle could attract, and the reason that
I know, but it's
I know, but
FFP, I guess, is an issue, right, for everyone at the moment.
Of course,
this governing body are coming down hard on teams. So
of course, but if you're selling,
everyone's panicking.
I know, but if you're a Newcastle fan and you see Isak, right, and they've historically over the years they love their number 9s, right? You go back Malcolm McDonald years ago when I used to before you were born, but they've loved those that time. But then you've got Isak, right? And you think this kid here, can you build a team around him because he's electric? The goal he scored today reminds us a little bit of like a young Thierry Henry. Cut him from that left-hand side,
he's got that
drops his shoulder, got a bit, and bends it in towards that front.
Yeah, he's got that.
If they sell him, where are they going to go there? Where are they going to go from there?
I don't think they can let him go.
What they pay? He pays 60, I think, for him. He weren't cheap, right? He was selling for 100 million. What's 40 million going to do for? I mean, it feels like they've got to reinvest half of that again and then pay off. It feels a bit that. I mean, if you're a Newcastle fan reading that in the pages today, you see him put that performance in, and you feel that someone like a Spurs or an Arsenal are going to come in and dangle 100 million. And he goes, like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, they can't let him go if they want to progress as a football club, that's for sure. Let's go to Dom. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Dom?
Good evening, lads. How are we?
Yeah, good,
right, Dom.
good, Dom. What did you make of tonight's performance?
Frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't think the performance was bad. I think we've seen worse this season at various points. I think we were trying. You can't put, like Eddie Howe said, you can't pull the effort of the players aside. They tried. We had the attempt. I think I think we have 13 shots, 6 on target in the end. I just think we just lacked that little bit of cutting edge, which when you look at the team that was out there, it's not a full, strong kind of top half Premier League team. It's a mix there. When you look at it, you think Dubravka's not a top Premier League goalkeeper. Lewis Hall's not played a full 90 minutes this season. Paul Dummett came on for the last 15-20 when Hall came off, and he's kind of getting to the age now where he's past it. Emil Krafth is a steady Eddie. He's not a proper kind of, again, another top half Premier League kind of right back.
It is a makeshift team. It is a makeshift team you've put together at the moment, isn't it? I mean,
I think it's more makeshift than you could possibly say is makeshift. It's the point where it's there, though.
I know, and it's easy to dig out this season and say, have they progressed and have they done this, have they done that? And actually, I've got, like, when I look at the team lineup, I look at it and go, it's a makeshift outfit. It is, like, the injuries have just killed you.
Well, I mean, Gordon was out, Botman's out, Livramento's out, Trippier's out, Joel Linton.
Tonali.
Tonali, who's, we don't know when we're going to see him again. Those players there. Wilson is another one you want backup for. There's a lot. So that team out there today, you'd expect to see that in the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
Type of team, isn't it? That's what it is, essentially.
Yes.
So he has got his hands.
I can't fault that team today at all. I really can't. They put the effort in. Yeah. Isak had the one that was blocked off the line, but I think it was Nathan Patterson. He's unlucky with that one. The penalty, I haven't seen it back. So I don't know how. I imagine, yeah, because I looked at the other end of the pitch and I thought straight away that's going to get pulled back from VAR. The goal that was ruled out for offside, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He's offside. He was offside.
Yeah, he's tight, but he is.
He's tight. Yeah, he's offside.
It's one of them, isn't it? Some decisions will go for you, some will go against you. It's one of them, and ultimately, like, you said at the top of the show, he's how kind of, is it all a bit of a mystery and a bit of a kind of a facade?
Are you worried? Are you worried about Dom? The talk of having to sell your top players.
Yes and no. Yes, because I think we've got some fantastic talents in that squad at the moment. Isak, Bruno. You look at Joe Linton as well. What a player he's become. No, because I think we've got price tags on them now that make them unassailable for certain clubs, and it would only be, and there's certain clubs that you wouldn't want to stand in the way of them. As much as, I love Alexander Isak to bits, and I'd say he's probably the best striker outside of probably the big six this season, and match fair. I think, if a top team came in for him, you can't stand in his way because we're probably not going to be at that level for a few years, as much as I would love.
Yeah, but that's the level you're trying to get to.
But how are you meant to get there?
It is. Well, this is where the whole system is kind of broken, because we are being forced to be able to try and compete and be able to strengthen a squad that is capable and deep enough. You've been forced into selling your best players. This is where FFP and PSR is broken. I mean, if you're going on about Spurs, Jamie, he ain't going to get to Spurs. That's a sideways move. And
it's not. It's a forward move.
No, Jay, come on. It's not. I love what Ange's done this season, but it's a sideways move. You're still not in the top four. And if you get in the top four, you need to do that a couple of seasons.
But Spurs have consistently been in the top 5, top 6 for the last 10 years. Newcastle
what European
been bottom of the league.
What competition did you have this season?
Sorry?
What European competition did you have this season?
Yeah, none. But at the end of the day,
you got knocked out in the group stage last season. So
I know, but it is a step forward for Isak at this moment in time.
I don't think it is, personally. I don't think it is. I think you probably finish 5th this season. You might get in the Champions League by luck if City go and win it again.
Step forward then.
Come on, Jay.
It is.
Are Spurs going to spend 100 million though? Can you imagine Levy?
I don't know. He's going to spend 100 mil.
I don't know whether Spurs. I don't know whether that's the way they do business, Jay.
No, I don't know if they will either. But I mean, we've been linked to him, and I'd love him. But yeah, I don't think we would spend 100 million on him.
I was listening to Jim White this morning with.
Would you take Richarlison off us, Dom? You want to do a swap deal?
Do a deal?
You want to swap? I want a swap deal. Listen, we'll give you 30. We'll give you 30.
30 what?
We'll give you 30 mil.
30 mil?
Plus Richarlison.
Oh, get a grip, man.
Jay,
you're good deal, that, Dom.
Jay, you're taking. No, mate.
It's a top deal, that, mate.
That's a terrible deal.
All right.
I tell you, I'll even throw in Jed Spence for you.
What is this?
Oh, yeah,
On loan for the season.
On loan for
Oh,
the season.
Jay.
That's a great deal.
Jay, this is a terrible deal, mate.
Jay, there is no way that we would accept pretty much any other striker
Go on,
in
who
the
else?
Premier League.
Hold on.
Okay.
Dom.
Before you jump on that, Jay, anyone outside of probably the big four, big five, kind of big six sort of thing, you know, if any other Premier League striker comes nowhere near Alexander Isak, and his stats prove that this season, he's got the most goals per 90, he's consistently performing.
I'll throw in Dane Scarlett as well.
Hulk. Has he even made a Premier League appearance?
Yeah, but he's young, isn't he? He's young. He's up and coming. You know, Eddie Howe likes a bit of young talent. Look, you're going to lose him. You're going to lose him. Isak, you're going to lose him. I'm giving you a couple of decent players here.
I will put 100 quid on it. I will put 100 quid on it that he goes nowhere this summer.
Oh, I wouldn't put... mate, if the price is right, you'd have thought that he would
I
go.
will put my money where my mouth is. 100 quid on the fact that he doesn't go
What
this
if
summer.
you get off 300 million for him?
Yeah, then you take it, don't you?
You lose 100
You've got
quid.
240 mil to play with, then yeah, happy days.
Look, final deal, mate. Richarlison, Dane Scarlett, Jed Spence, and who else we got that we want to get rid of?
What is this? No, it's terrible.
Emerson Royale, here, back up for Trippier.
Emerson Royale. Oh,
There you go.
God, Jay.
Royale with cheese. Do a job for you, mate.
Dom, put the phone down, mate. Have a good evening. There's no deal to be done here.
Going back to what you said earlier about Botman possibly going something like no chance, mate. They're still January with an ACL.
Right,
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the players they've got that are worth money. You know, Livramento just bought him. He's Tonali. Lewis Miley, I mean, he'll come straight off the bottom line. But you wouldn't have sold that. I mean, that's terrible.
I
know, Jay.
Look, I don't know the ins and outs of FFP at the moment for Newcastle, right? But if there's no smoke without fire, right? There's a lot of talk of them having to sell some of their best players. So they are going to be put in a position where they might have to sell some top talent. And Isak is one of them. Guimaraes, I'd take him all day. Guimaraes would go. I mean, he'd walk into any team in the Premier League. So they got some good players that they're going to really have to try and keep hold of in the summer. It's interesting to see what happens. Do they need to sort out that FFP, Jace? I mean, it does feel like it does kind of. I know we don't. I know we're not experts on it, right?
Jay, honestly, mate.
I know you're
not
not Simon Jordan, right? And you'll never be Simon Jordan. No. You know, you'll never be as good looking as him. No. You'll never have the knowledge. You'll never have the banter. Yeah. You'll never have the personality.
What?
What? But you know, you'll never have the hair. You know, you never have the money.
What is this?
But you know,
what is this?
What do you think about FFP?
If it walks like a duck, ducks like a duck, the chance is it's duck. That's not more.
Keep your calls coming in 03717 223344.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.